if you're a mom to a toddler or like a young child who is kind of like coming into their personality and experiencing big feelings and maybe having like tantrums and meltdowns and stuff, and honestly, if you're just a mom at all, this is hands down the best piece of advice that I've ever been given, like regarding motherhood. It's something so simple and so easy, but I swear it has made like the biggest difference for me and my son, like our relationship too. So obviously, like when your kid is having a meltdown, they are struggling. They don't know how to handle their feelings. It's not their fault. They're not intentionally doing it. But not only is it hard on them, like it's obviously also hard on you as the adult in that situation. It's not ideal behavior. Sometimes you like don't know how to handle it, how to go about it. It can like stress you out or frustrate you. And obviously, like as the adult, you want to like model the proper appropriate behavior. So honestly, meltdowns and like big feelings like that are just so hard to navigate as a parent. And someone once told me, whenever like your child is having a meltdown or big feelings, all you have to do is ask them if they need a hug. And sometimes they're going to shoot you down and tell you like, no, leave me alone, whatever. But more times than not, all they need is a hug. And I've done this with my son, my oldest, since he started having big feelings, and it's just made such a big difference for us. Most times he would be like, yes, and I would give him a hug, and I didn't even realize how much like I needed that hug too, and it just kind of helped regulate and calm both of us. And now he's just over 3 years old, and when he still has big feelings, most times I don't even have to ask him. He will just come to me and be like, Mommy, I need a hug. And I give him a hug, and it literally just like solves it all. Sometimes he's still upset and crying, obviously, when we're getting the hug, but it just kind of like helps us both from like getting angry at each other and kind of like escalating the situation, if that makes sense. So honestly, it's just been such a great piece of advice for me, and it's so simple, but just like ask them if they need a hug. Give your kid a hug. If they're having a big meltdown, sometimes all you need is just that comfort and that hug. And from personal experience, it has made such a big difference for us. So I'm obviously going to continue it with like all my future children, but I still do it with my 3-year-old, and it's just a really good piece of advice. So I figured I would share it because I know it can be hard when you're kind of like in the rough phase like that, or your kid is having a meltdown. It's hard to watch, it's hard to experience, but honestly, just ask them if they need a hug, and I promise you it'll help both of you.